I am just sending out the tweet, and I'm going to start putting it out on LinkedIn as well. I know that Mark Cherry from London says that sometimes the Twitter does not send it out immediately. So I am going to be doing that on LinkedIn as well. So come join me live. You know what? I'm just going to retweet the old tweet that I did earlier today. How about that? That would just be so much easier, right? Discard. All right. I should just do that every time. Why can't I? Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. And we'll get the chat set up here. What a crazy week we are in store for coming up. It is going to be crazy, crazy, I think. And I need to get my charts. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. The little ones tired me out this weekend. So definitely feeling a little bit of exhaustion from them. Let's do this and copy and put that on LinkedIn. There we go. And let's go to the chat. Here we go. Wow, lots of people live today. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. All right, we have that up. Let's just paste this and there we go. Done and done. Live and live. Hello IQ Micro, hello Shovel, hello Mark. Yeah, I'm adding LinkedIn. So if you follow me on LinkedIn too. Oh, Asif, yeah, I did this hair. This is the same color from last week. So hi from Salt Lake City, Carolionis. I've never been there. I would like to go. All right, so I'm just going to clean up my charts right here. What do you guys want to start with? You guys want to start with the SPY? You guys want to start with GME? Let's get this set up. My one daughter is not wanting to nap, so I'm feeling a bit frustrated, not gonna lie. When they don't cooperate with me, it's not the most fun. And all right, the SPY, it just sort of feels like the perfect storm is setting up. We did close below. Yeah, we'll look at GME. Oh yeah, Kyle, Tesla is on my list. In fact, here, before we get into this, let me show you the list. For GameStop, Stamp, Nike, Twinkie, NWN, yes, silver, that's right, Mark. Actually, I was just checking out the price of silver and checking out to see, right now it's at $27, the futures, I believe, and it's supposed to be going up to $1,500. So you see we have Tesla, XLF, FB, Jobs, BDGE, and some potential swings. So I'm going to talk to you about Quanta as well. That might sort of be a sleeper COVID trade. Yeah, we can look at AMC as well. So let me pull this back down here and we'll pop over here. Let me pull this up here so I can see what I'm doing. Let's go to the Sunday list. Sunday, clean all this up. Look, there was Stamp last week. All right, we got GameStop there. Let's stretch this out. Let's hide the extended hours. We don't need that. And I'm going to add STMP, Nike, Twinkie, and NWN, Tesla. Now remember last week we were talking about GameStop, AMC, and EXPR. I got those just based on technical analysis and short volume. That's where I look at all that stuff, and now you guys can see the power that it really has when other people look at it too and other people buy based on that power, that it has the ability to really move a stock when the momentum starts going that way for a lower float stock. So CSTO, QNTA, that's for the penny stock lovers out there, for QNTA, and Bed Bath & Beyond. That one is a higher short volume and interest stock as well. All right, so SPY. Let's look at the indexes and then we'll go right to GameStop. And Tesla's on there, SPY. Let's add silver and AMC. And then if there's any other ones that you guys want to check out at the same time, just put them in the chat and we will cover it. If you guys like the live stream, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The like button helps YouTube to share it to more people so that I'm able to help more people. All right, so let's check out the SPY. On the daily chart, when we look at it, we know that this time of year in general, with seasonality, that there tends to be a drawdown. So seeing this happen the end of January, not a stressful situation, but we want to catch it on the way up, right? We saw that there was big volume on Friday, bigger volume than this day right here, just a little bit bigger. Did that happen last January? Yes. Then we bounced up, middle of, it was actually last year in 2020, it was the Thursday of the holiday weekends. So Martin Luther King weekend and President's Day weekend that we saw the corrections actually start. So will that be the same this time? We had a little bit of a different transition. And right now we're below that 425 on the 45-minute chart. So I'm feeling fairly bearish, but we do seem to have quite support right down here, roughly at 369. When we look at the Qs as well, Qs has not come all the way back down to the 50 simple moving average. Still on that downward trend. However, the tech stocks were really, really strong. Yeah, I'll add that, Jacob. Tech stocks were really, really strong after COVID. They really lifted up the market. And now that we're seeing this pull back, also the fact that Tesla is starting to pull back, that is going to potentially pull back the market as well. Okay, so Asif, do you know the guy from Reddit and Robinhood CEO faces are the same? They almost look like twin brothers. No, I didn't know that, Asif. It seems like that wouldn't be an issue if they were twin brothers, because then, you know, they would be making lots of money, like this Reddit CEO. Or not CEO, but the Reddit Wall Street dude. Okay, Qs look like it might have a little bit of an H setup if we can break down below 313.25. IWM is looking fairly strong as well, just like the Qs. They are both pretty much the two strong ones out of the four indexes, and looking for that, it might come back down to 196. It does look as if this one has already completed that downward trend. Look at the descending triangle right at that 425. Look at how that held for a long time. The mess up by the EU on the vaccine will cause disruption. You know what? When the countries are not following the recommended method for treating people with the vaccines, I think that's really going to cause an issue, which is going to bring you to my little sleeper stock, QNTA. So we'll talk about that one. All right, so we see we have not broken below this box on the Dow Jones 30 ETF here. We tested it and we bounced. So watching to see if this will hold as support. That's a longer term time frame. And also when we look at VXX, did we close above? You bet we did. And where did we go? We went to this purple simple moving average over the times when it has corrected, right? It went to the red one. Well, we went above the red one. The highest it went, this was blue. This is when it started to all really roll back down. And it's been testing and testing. Here we hit the 161 and 200. So maybe if it goes above 23 for VXX, feel as if we are headed for a bigger correction. Right now, this could be a simple reversal. Watching VXX to see if people are buying puts. Hi, Financial Freedom. I'm great, thank you. A little tired with my two girls. And went to look at a house just on the exterior. Been window shopping for a new house online. Don't even know if they have the ability to go and go in person here because we are in such quarantine restrictions. Oh my goodness, did you even see the new restrictions for Canadians that if you come back into the country, they do a nose swab 3 days with the government, and then you have to pay for another 2 weeks out of pocket to quarantine in a hotel. So if you go anywhere, you're out at least $2,000 just to quarantine when you come back out of your own pocket. All right, so that's why they canceled all of the sun destinations, which is not good for people in the airline industry. So looking at Apple, like that 425, we are below it. Looking on the daily, hey, we tested a resistance area here. Are we going to break below these levels? If we break below 127.60, likely a bigger correction happening in the market. This could be the bounce area. Friday could be the end of this downward motion. And with earnings season happening right now, we might see a reversal happening. Not the best time to be swing trading. We'll look at Tesla since it's right here. Anybody want to see Microsoft right now? I'm just sort of going past it so we can do, let's see, let's add AMD, SWKS, and AMD. All right, so Tesla, we had this box right here. We are below it, came down, hit the 780 anchored VWAP right here. If we go to the next one down, since that one held, hey, maybe we're coming down to 730 and then 690. This might provide, this could be a big box of distribution up here at the top. We had a little bit of a spring and pull back. Hey, maybe we'll come and test 760 and then 730. Maybe it'll be a scenario where we come all the way down to 730 and we bounce and close back up in this upward channel. That's a potential too. Run, is that Sunrun? Some people are like, Jane, how do you know what ticker corresponds to the stock? It's just like in aviation, when you have your airport identifiers, the more that you see them, you memorize them. And it's like, oh yeah, I know that one. Like STMP for stamp and TWLO for Twilio. And you just learn them. Even though it's 3,000, you repeat it enough and you look at them enough, it happens. All right. So moving on down, GameStop. All right, you guys know all about GameStop. Got my little fibs here. So GameStop is still, they have the short interest that they report every 2 weeks, right? So it was at 140. Over that 2-week period, 20% was bought back of the shorts. There was a hedge fund that falsely reported their long position as a short, or excuse me, their short position as a long position. And so there's literally still 120% short of GameStop. And when we look at the daily short volume from Friday, it's, I believe, 54%, 51% of the volume from Friday was still short. People are still shorting this. They're thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to drop. They must not be paying any attention to all the chatter and the news. I mean, I don't really watch news, but watching short volume, I do watch. The volume is descending, but here's the thing. Even I talked to my parents about this. My mom's like, I think I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy a share. I said, what happens when all of the call options become exercised and then those people that sold the calls have to buy back those shares? Well, guess what? They are going to have to, yeah, that Wall Street Bets guy has 5.5 million followers. So even if everybody, now there's 55 million, I believe, in the float. Let's go quick over here. 51 million in the float. So if all of those 5.5 million followers bought 10 shares and held it, then the shorts, if they don't let it go anywhere, then the hedge fund people are going to have to buy back. And I think that's what they're, it's a scam in what way, financial freedom? The really big hedge funds were naked shorting. They were anticipating that this was going to drop into bankruptcy, and therefore they just sold and sold and sold. They sold more shares than were available. They naked shorted, meaning that there were no shares actually to be held as collateral for financial freedom. If everybody that buys just holds on to it and is patient, it's going to force the hedge funds to either file bankruptcy themselves or buy back the stock that they owe. So that's what a short squeeze is. And basically the big hedge funds right now are in that short squeeze scenario. It depends on how many people will actually sell. If people are patient, usually we see that this sort of price action drops after this day. Well, this day right here, we had more buying and it went up another 65%. I had to laugh when I saw on the news that the low of the day was up 35% from the day prior. It seems to really be holding this trend line, and we will see. What about an offering? Well, that could definitely happen, Calvin. But still at 40%, I mean, these hedge fund guys, maybe they will pay off the CEO of GameStop to go ahead and do the filing. Let's see if there was any filing about a shelf offering. Good call. Let's go to sec.gov. And let's go here, GME, GameStop. Oh, let's go back 1 second. I went a little fast. GameStop. See the latest filings. Statement of acquisition, beneficial ownership. Doesn't look like any shelf offerings. General statement of ownership, just saying who's owning it, but not an offering per se. We might see that we get a Form 4. Let's see, Form 4 GME. Yeah. So it looks like the director sold some on the way up, made a nice 1.3 billion, right? We've got some directors that made some money on the way up here. January 12th, sold at 21. I bet you they're kicking themselves now, seeing that it's over 300. Obviously, they weren't in on it. And there's still a lot of insiders. But that does, this right here, 810, and this was 1221. Okay, so 810. It's not even an extra million in the public float. What does it mean if they do an offering? Ah, right, B. So when we have the overall number of shares outstanding, if the company is looking to fundraise additional money to go out of debt, say they could even offer 1 million shares at $250. And that would be, what, 2.5 million? I don't know how much debt the company is in, but they would have to go through the filing with the SEC and say, we're going to offer either debt or sell additional shares. And then they would have to drum up business for people to sell these shares into the marketplace or to a private financer. And that would either flood the market, or they could fundraise by selling insider shares. So either way, it does increase the amount of public float, which usually would increase the supply that's available, and it would drop the price. There was a shipping stock that did this. Yes. It was Tops. Yeah, John. I remember that. Yeah, they're always, we have Elfin, we have Tops, we have CYA, or wasn't it ACY? There's so many. Globus, I think, did it at 1.2. This is the low float squeeze potential. And when you have more shares that are shorted than are actually in existence, it's the perfect storm for a disaster. So that's GameStop. So as long as it's holding this trend right here, hey, why not? Even if it holds down to 173, right now it looks as if it's still in that upward trend. We have a bit of a head and shoulders right here, right? 366, 513, and 380. Usually we'll see that the right shoulder is lower than the left shoulder, but if this is our midline, right, we see 513 down 291 shares, so it would go back pretty much back down to zero if it breaks this trend line right here. Now, it could squeeze, right? If we gap up on Monday, if we start to see pre-market volume, and hey, I have some alerts set up at 440, I'll set another one. So I'd watch it right here, and I'd watch for the break of 400. Let's set I have an alert right there at 400 as well. So I have an alert for 347, 400, 450, and 500. This could be absolutely wild and crazy and go all the way up to 1500. So we will see. Yeah, HMNY, do you want to check that out, or you're just talking about it in relation to, is HMNY gold? Harmony Gold? No, Helios and Matheson. Yeah. All right. So that's going to be GameStop. So that's what I'm looking at on my list. I would watch a low below 250 and up above 400. 451 and 51. Easy. All right, let's check out Stamp. So Stamp is pulled back. Nice downward trend here. Looks as if it's been hitting support on the, and we're bouncing off of this trend line over here. Whoops. Oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Didn't mean to put it right there, but I will adjust it. And would look for support. Now, this is lower float as well. 17.5 million. Now you guys understand why I always have that on my chart. I want to see how fast these could potentially move. And thank you guys for everyone that's new to following the live stream. If you could just hit that like button if you like what you are seeing. It helps to share it with YouTube, with their algorithm. Do you know why financial movies like Big Short and Wolf of Wall Street are unavailable on Netflix? Asif, they are available for me. Maybe it's a country restriction. I don't know. I know that there are certain restrictions, like there's certain shows that are available in the US that are not available in Canada. So maybe that's the reason. You might also find it, I don't know, I would Google where you could live stream it. All right, so let's check out Stamp's short volume percentage as well. With 17.5 million, this could be another one of those that we are running to the upside. So this has 47% short volume right now. I am filling out that chart. If you guys do not know, I also post that chart on my Instagram page. It's Airplane Jane. No, that's not it. Yeah. All right. So with Stamp, I would see, hey, these are actually the different levels that I'm seeing. You guys can see it too. You see right over here, we went sideways. We have this box. So is this disbursement? That's why we'll wait and see. We have this box that it traded for quite a while. Hey, what pulled back with the market? Not a wonder. We have a bit of an M scenario. If we drop all the way down 243 down to 227, that's 15 points, 18 points, 16 points. So I would look for it to come back down to 211, roughly, maybe down here if we break below there. 18 points, right? No, 208, 201, actually, right? 18 points, no, 211, excuse me. Long day already. So 211, if we come over here to the daily, where's that 211? Maybe it'll hit 214 if we come back down to the downside. Now, if we start to squeeze, it could easily run to the upside. So watching 227.80 for support. And also, I'm actually going to put it all the way up at 241, but closer for the intraday. This would be more like the swing boundaries to me. And then I would look at 230 for a potential squeeze up here for 5 points potentially. So 230 for that shorter trade. But it might hit resistance. All right, Nike, if you guys saw my spot that I did with Angela Miles on Business AM, I like Nike. We do have earnings coming up. When's earnings? Let's see. We do have earnings coming up for Nike. Should be coming up shortly, December 18th. So it should be coming up February 12th, roughly. There we go. March 25th. Okay, so we have more time. And this one looks like it's primed. It does have a nice what's the word, seasonality. I feel like my brain is fried today. I need another coffee. Aha, if you guys want to contribute as well and buy me a coffee, there is a donate button to buy me a coffee with 2 little ones. I highly highly like that, as then I have coffee to keep me awake. All right, so 133 and 135 for Nike. And you see that when we look at the seasonality, we'll see that this one does tend to have a big run up going into, I believe it's until June. So watching to see if we're able to break this downward trend. This might have a trade from here up and then come back down. Let's do this. Might go like this, 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 and this. So it might be a couple of days of price action for it to actually break out, but it could happen and move to the upside and then squeeze the shorts. All right, so we got Nike. Let's check our float on Nike, 1.22 billion. And let's check our short volume. I couldn't believe that when I did my little bit, 52%, it looks like it's ready. More people are shorting than buying. All right. Let's continue to Twinkie. All right, look at that day on Twinkie. 125 million for Twinkie. So not low float, but still not over $1 billion, right? We have a technical breakout. I'm going to put this at 1580 up here for Twinkie. Still lower priced, right, for those low float momentum traders that want to trade the lower price ones. Let's change the color to be red. And 1520 for support. Now $15.16 might also offer support and resistance as well. And we'll check our, whoops, helps when I spell it correctly. Roger, thanks for the coffee, Roger. I don't know if you just bought me one, but I need one. I need to teach my girls how to make me coffee. Super easy with the Nespresso. Just close it and push the button when the light stops blinking. All right, our final one is going to be NWN. So I'm going to check that now, 47% here while I'm here on the screen. And when we look at Twinkie, let's look at this on the longer term here. Let's go back 5 years. So you see, if we break above 1650, likely 17, we have a bit of a W pattern on this all the way down to 930, 980. So 980, $5. We might be seeing this run all the way up to 19, looking at the ranges. And I can delete these old ones from the past. So would watch that 1650 level. That would likely offer a bit of resistance as well, and then up to 19, in my opinion, on that one. Okay, last one for potential long. NWN, check out this. This is a weekly, oops, a weekly chart. So on the weekly, we had the breakout and dividend. The link is in the description, Roger. Oh yeah, it's down below in the description. Or you know what, I could do this here. I'll make it easy. Copy. Oh, I have to right click. I'm on a Mac. I have a Mac and I have a regular. All right, so here for NWN, Northwest Natural Holding, I don't really care what it does. I like the chart technically. We have a breakout at the bottom, multi-level support points down here, right? 43.30. This was up at 77 back in February. Didn't check the seasonality on this one. Highly recommend you check on the chart, and 70+ short interest on Fubo. Have a great week. Awesome, Justin. Yeah, I'll check out Fubo as well. And I know they were talking about Fubo to 200. That was another tweet that I saw. So looking at this, hey, we have this right here. Last time it ran up, it went to 50.11. So maybe $3.30 to the upside right here. But when we break it down into a 45-minute chart, we are in that technical breakout after hours. We put our support down here at the former resistance level. We want to see that that's proven as support. If it's not proven as support, sayonara, baby. It's going down. All right, 47.25. Let's put it right here. 47.25. Came up, tested it, pulled back, came down to 46.50. 47 it's testing right now. Let's see if we can get above 47.20 on Monday morning. So 45.90, 47.21. There's so many opportunities too. All right. Thank you, Caroliones. Yeah, I actually have tea today. I'm going to be up late doing some work as well. Lots of good things to come. All right, so we did Tesla. I didn't write it down though. All right, so that is the daily chart. You guys can see potential move up there to 50. Tesla, I didn't do the formal map out here. All right, let's pull this closer. Pull it down to 780, 780. Someone messaged me, Kyle messaged me, hey Jane, you know it's hitting your 780 level. I said, what, did you doubt me? No. I said, yeah, that's why. It's technical mathematics, honestly. The more that you start to see trading as mathematical, and if it does this, then it will do that, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. There's no emotion at that point. All right, well, it's going. Okay, great. Did it hit this point? Great. I'm going to take profit. It didn't? Okay. Well, I'm going to use my protective stop. Easy. All right, XLF, right? XLF, we are at a point all the way back here. Have this from the past. From 2006, 2007, we start coming down. Okay, 2020, 2019, that looks like it's got selling pressure so far. Obviously, excuse me, 2021. Obviously, we're still in the first month of the year. It has the potential to move. It has the potential to bounce off of this. Then we go into the 3 months. All right, well, let's see. If we break down below $26, then likely a test right here. It traded, I'm going out purposely to show you guys the, maybe this is a big 3 months chart of major selling and their positioning up here at the top. Let's go to the monthly chart. All right, monthly chart, back it out a little bit more, came up. All right, maybe we even bring it up here, right? Well, they're not able to really hold it up above 30. That's really disconcerting. Looks like 28 might be that next target for it to come down. And if we look at this, hey, it goes up in January. It tends to run up to about May, then it continued up. And then January of 2018, hey, it came down. Well, January of 2019, okay, it came up. Okay, November, January 2020, it came down. We definitely broke out. And then, hey, it just ran right back up. Oh, another year. So it tends to seem like it has a yearly cycle of trading between 29 and roughly 23. Interesting. Maybe I'm going to look at 23 puts for January of 2022. I have no idea what the price is on that, but I'm going to check that out. I'm going to write a note. Looking at that, I didn't actually see that yearly move before. So 23 puts, XLF for January, or let's do December 2021. Let's check that out. End of the year. They probably don't have January because they just have quarterlies. All right, so when we look at this, right now, it's not looking super strong, looking fairly weak. We have this box of consolidation on the daily, and we tested that. Are we going to bounce again? Well, it looks like it's so interesting that we had that weird yearly move, even when it's not related to a president. It's like up 1 year, down 1 year, up 1 year, down 1 year. I think I just blew my mind right there. Okay, so 29 for XLF and 29.50 for the resistance. Let's see if they show the float over here. I'm not sure that they will show the float. No. All right, let's go to this Xlf Stock Float Wall Street Journal. Thanks, Financial Freedom. Thank you, Carrie Leones. You guys are awesome. Mind blown. I know, it's so cool. It's mathematics and patterns, and that's what I love about it. I'm such a math nerd. XLF, shares outstanding 1 billion. All right, so we'll put 1 billion right there. And I'm so excited. My girls are sleeping and quiet. Ooh, yeah. You guys should be happy too. All right, Facebook. Facebook is in this wedge. It tested the upper bound. Maybe it's coming back down to test below on the daily chart. We had earnings pulling back, all this stuff happening, going on right now with these social media silencing and stuff like that. I'm gonna tighten this closer to 260. See how we had lots of wicks that couldn't break above there? So 260 and 255. That's what I'm gonna look at for Facebook. And 260. Hi, Julio. Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. You missed GameStop, 2.38. We talked about that early. And let's check out jobs. Next one. All right, so let's look at this on the daily. Where are we going to go from here? Well, we could come back down, test 252. I'd look at 250, 250, then on down 250, 247.50, 245. You'd pass on GME. I have a small position just for fun. If it were to go to 0, I'm okay with it. If it goes to 1500, I'm okay with it. Either way, I'm okay with it. All right, so jobs. This one's just, whoop, this is a descending triangle all the way about it, right? Came up, nope, couldn't hold it above. Came up for a little bit, nope, couldn't hold it above. So now we're really coming down, testing this area again. And this was a support, a resistance right here, then flip to be support, flip to be support. Is this going to be resistance again? And we're going to come back down to 55.70 or 58, or even on down to 56.55. ASIF figured it out. Figured out what? All right, let's go to the 45-minute chart on jobs. And let's check over here. Jobs has, oh, I don't know how many this has in it. Jobs, 51 job Inc., 67.4. So smaller float, not super, super big. Let's go to the 45-minute chart. I'm actually going to bring this a little lower to the round dollar right here. That's also where the 50 simple moving average is. Looks like it was a bit of support, then came back, resistance, resistance, 67 and 65 for jobs here. And let's go to BDGE. Oh, thanks, Siraj. Yeah. All right, BDGE. So we can see it's broken the bearish below level. That's my bearish below level, the 425 EMA. People see it, they're like, 425 EMA, what? Yeah, 425 EMA. So the resistance is going to be up here at 26, support down here at 24.20. Oh, I hear some footsteps. I hear some footsteps. Shh, be quiet. Aha, look at this. We're testing the 425 and the 50 simple moving average right here. We're below it. Will we clear 2380? And then bring it right on down here to 23. Interesting, they just had earnings, looks like negative 36%. Yeah, that's not so good when you're down that much, when it's projected 45 cents. But looks like the market, this is more what I see. Hey, had a nice upward trend right here that's been trucking along. And then it had a bit more of a higher extreme one. Once it broke right there, it came down. And came down to 2280. What is it, love? What is it?
I fixed my Moana necklace and I figured it out how to fix it up. And can you attach it?
I will when I'm done, sweetheart. Okay, love. I'll be done shortly. Okay, sweetness. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Trading Videos. Okay, so CTSO. This is one actually my dad brought to my attention, and then I started doing the calculations for the measurement. It does have a nice little rounded bottom to it, and I like the chart higher than normal volume. This could be heading up to 1550. And then after 1550 on the monthly chart, you see there's another one right here. So if we break, we have a cup and handle down to 350 to roughly 10. Okay, that's 650, right? So we add 650 here, 1650 with a bit of test of resistance at 15. Then if we go from there, hey, look, this is $12 from the break off of 15, we might be looking at $27 for CTSO. So keeping this one on watch for the continuated move. Actually, sorry, this is 650 from here. It broke this downward trend right here. So 650 off of that, 1480, $15. Yeah, I'd look for this to head up to $15, roughly 15% as a potential swing trade. This is my little sleeper. This is my sleeper for COVID. And let's go here, QNTA, Yahoo Finance. So this is pretty cool. This is total speculation on my part based on this article. That they have MetaLife that has, basically it's like an EpiPen, but for COVID, to treat people. Hey, Samuel. And so this one has the potential to maybe skyrocket. I don't know. But in this small AMC, yeah, we're going to go through it. IQ Micro. Oh, I didn't add it. It's right there. So this one, looking at this on the monthly chart, hey, at one point this was up to 19. Did this have any splits? Did it have any splits back in history? I don't see any splits. So this did have a crazy run up in the past where it shot up to 19. How many shares does it have? 33.57 million. And this, do your research on this one. I have a small long-term position on this, that this could potentially help not only cancer, but also COVID. So total drug speculation, but on my potential watch list. Do you know when Tastyworks is coming to Canada? You know what, Trading Videos? I just reached out to the CEO for the Canadian side. I shot him an email this week, and I'm waiting to hear back. As soon as I hear back, I will shoot out an email if you are on the email list, and I will let you know as soon as I know. And I'll also let everybody know here on the live stream. All right, AYX, we have a bit of the descending triangle as well setting up. Here's our resistance. Hey, look, we are just breaking above it. Not that much higher volume. Hi, John, welcome. Would watch for this to break above 130, above the 200 simple moving average, and then confirmation for the breakout would be above 140 right here. And hey, this triangle, this little bit of a wedge, has a depth of 180, 80 points. So if we add 80 points to 125, maybe 205 is a rough long-term target for AYX. All right, last one on my potential watch list is BBBY, bouncing here, still fairly high short volume, so would be watching for this. It came back down to the trend line and continued upward motion on BBBY growth longer term. All right, getting into silver. We're talking about silver projected moves. TR, I don't know TR. All right, so here we have SLV, right? We're in a wedge. If we measure this, let's go here to here, 8 points. If we break out here, my target would be roughly 32 for silver right here. Let's check out SI, the silver futures as well. Tootsie Roll. Oh yes, I was looking at Tootsie Roll as well. So you guys have seen my monthly cup and handle on silver. This is the handle, and we're testing this upward bound of it's getting weaker because we keep setting new, we already went over GME, if that's what you meant to type, Carrie Leonis, and we're about to go over AMC. It's the next one on the list. So silver could be primed, and there is a much deeper depth to this. We could be seeing this up to 45, if not even higher. All right, AMC. So AMC, yes, this has had a crazy move. I'm going to put on a 45-minute chart for you guys. Break it out a little bit more. So this one had crazy parabolic move, lots of crazy trend lines that I drew. And this one, we broke this trend line. I'm going to bring it on over here. So if we bring it down here, you can see it's holding this new trend. So watching to see if that holds. Let's get rid of this. Let's bring this over here. Feel like they're getting into trouble. So we have this triangle, 13 points. If this breaks out to the upside, I would be looking for roughly 26 if volume comes into it. We're right at the apex right now. So if this breaks out to the upside, add 14 points, maybe 27% point, 27. Awesome, John, congratulations. That's amazing. Yeah, I was in AMC, I was in EXPR, I was in Gamestop, and I was in TRX. This is another one that went parabolic. I don't usually trade penny stocks, but I rocked this one from 84 cents, 83 cents to 174. I was like, score. All right, let's continue. SWKS. If you guys like the live stream, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that YouTube will share this with more people. I do have a small position in Gamestop, ASIF, that I was talking about. Hey, maybe this will, maybe it's going to go crazy and squeeze to 1,500. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, awesome as well. I'm not going to be upset with what I have in it. All right, so we have this trend line on SWKS. We also have this line right here. You guys can see ascending triangle, right? And if we wanted to be conservative, measure 133 up to 157, 158, 22 points. All right, did we hit that 22 points? That would be 180. We certainly did. So not weird to see this pull back. It's testing a resistance right here of that round number 170, right? It came up, sorry, 160, what's that? This looks like it's 167.50 area. So looking to see, will it hold this? Here it was resistance, now it is support. Let's check this out on the weekly chart. See, I haven't had it on my list in a while. So now this is breaking out. We came and tested it on the weekly on that trend line. Earnings better than expected. Maybe it's just coming back down to reality to regain some steam and move to the upside. Yeah, I'll add XOP and DAL, and then I'm going to have to run because I hear my little ones up. AMD looks as if it's kind of like a megaphone the other way. You like SNDL? You know what? I haven't been trading that. I know somebody else that has a large position in that, but I have not been following it. So I'm sort of seeing this megaphone to the downward edge. It's testing the 20 simple moving average. Oh, this is the weekly. Interesting, huh? So now we're coming down to, I hear them getting into trouble. We're down at these moving averages. Might find support here, a little bit higher volume. This might be a reversal point for AMD. Bit of a resistance and support area. Oops. Just get rid of that. So I'd watch to see if this could break above 88.50, which was also a support area. Support. Oh, no, now it's no longer support. This is now resistance. Is it going to break back up and curl up to test that trend line up there? Run, Sunrun. All right, Sunrun, looks like we have fairly strong resistance, roughly up at the $74.50, $75 area, trading in this range right here, 69 to 75. I would watch those levels, see if it breaks down, maybe going down to 67, maybe 65, maybe it'll come on down. You can see in the past it's been bouncing off this red one right here. So watching that, and then if it breaks above, oh my goodness, they're getting into trouble. Thanks, John. All right, have a great one. HMNY, Helios and Matheson. I think this was in relation to a crazy run in the past. Let's look at this. Yeah, this one's just sort of a downward trend right now. Looks like it had a couple splits. Yeah, every time it has a split, they tend to run it up and then go sideways. All right, Fubo. So Fubo right now, this is another one that they have been talking about, I believe, on Wall Street Bets, excuse me. And would watch this to see, let's put on a 45-minute chart, 46.80 and 39.40 for Fubo. Then I would watch 50 and then on up here to 54 for Fubo. It could also pull back down to this trend line, which it's been hitting and riding. This one's a little bit more extreme heading up this way. So if that broke, I would watch for it to bounce roughly off the 20 simple moving average. But it did break above. You can see it hit that 425, then it shot up, came back, tested resistance, and then it's using it as support. So look for that 31.50 as well to hold as support. All right, XOP. No, you know what, Julio, they're still trading technically. Still trading technically, in my opinion. Hello, Jonathan and everybody. So XOP hit the 425 and curled back. If we look at Boeing, Boeing did the same thing at one point, 425 distribution and pulled back. So when we look at XOP, came back, bit of distribution, and it's starting to curl down. Would watch for this potentially to come back down to 61.50. Let's check Delta Airlines. Delta roughly laying off 14,000. Speculation that they might be doing testing for nasal testing in the States for even domestic flights. Kind of ludicrous, but they're talking about maybe making that happen. And I'd watch 37.50. Breaks down maybe another $1 down to 36.50. Then it might get caught up right around here. If that breaks back down to 35, and then maybe even all the way back down, let's see, over here, $32, $33. All right, we're gonna do Naked. I will do Sundial for John, even though he's not here. So Naked Brands, this one, I know it was a super sub-penny stock, very high rate of angle. Another short squeeze one. So let's bring it over here. It looks like it's starting to already break down. So I would think this, the momentum right now is still to the downward side. Crazy high volume, lower volume, lower volume usually means that this will drop. If this goes below 140, I would look for it to come all the way back down to 85 cents right here, the 200 before anything were to happen potentially for a bounce. And then SNDL. All right, SNDL looks fairly similar. Let's test it over here. Although it's been holding this trend line, so I'd watch that and see it's a bit of an ascending triangle with roughly 83, 84 cents right here. So if it can break above 84 cents with some higher volume, we had sort of a medium volume day, high volume day, medium volume day. Not quite a head and shoulders setup because you want the highest volume on the left shoulder. So maybe this will be the left shoulder will have a higher head, and then another shoulder test right here of that $1 level, and then it will drop back down. All right, that's going to be the last one for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all really enjoyed the live stream. I will be doing a, let me see if I can put it in the chat right now for you guys. I'm going to be doing a free webinar all about block trades and algorithmic trading. I'm just going to grab the link from my Twitter. If you guys want to participate, there's no cost and it will be sent out to you. So let's see if I can copy this really quickly and put it there. Copy. If you guys want to join me this Wednesday night. Oh, I hope that that went to the right place. If it doesn't, I'm going to put it in the link below. I'm going to put it down in the comments. If you guys want to join me on Wednesday night, February 3rd at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be talking about block trades and algorithms and how I use flow trade to profit with all that information. All right, have an amazing rest of your day. As I always say, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and make sure that you do plan your trade setup before you even get into it. Risk management is number one. See you all tomorrow at 12:15.